Frank Ritchie joins me on the program. Frank, kia ora.
Kia ora, Andrew.
It's not just me, is it? It's something about this time of the year that's like, oh, come on, 2 months to Christmas?
Yeah, it's like clockwork. I try to make sure that around this time every year on the places where I get to chat on the radio, I alert people to this. So I feel like a stuck record when it comes to this time of year. I want to differentiate here between something that needs professional help and what we're going to talk about. So there's this thing called seasonal affective disorder, which for some people kicks in late autumn, early winter, where you're getting less light all of a sudden. And it has a profound effect on their mood, their sense of well-being, how they feel about life. If that's you and you hit the end of autumn, beginning of winter, and life goes really low, chances are you're suffering from something called seasonal affective disorder, and it'd be worth chatting with your GP or some professionals about that. But for a good chunk of people, we hit this moment of the year just before Labour weekend, almost every year, where life does feel a little low. We feel like we don't have the energy that we like to have. We don't have the spark, and it feeds into how we think about things like work, our relationships, even our faith sometimes as well, because we've gone through the whole of winter. We have had less light, so we're getting less vitamin D, which kind of gives us a bit of pep in our step. Our diets have looked different. They're not as colourful and full of vegetables as what we'll often eat across summer. Our diets have been heavier and starchier, and so we just feel low. We haven't had a long weekend for a while, and then in 2025, it's compounded by global events and the kind of stress and pressure of global events. It's compounded by our own economy in the sense that we were supposed to be coming out of an economic slump this year and it hasn't happened. And so I just want to tell people, if you're feeling low at the moment, it's really normal. Often happens this time of year because we know that the sun is coming, but it's not quite there. We're almost there. And so we hit that low because there's the light at the end of the tunnel, but we're not quite there yet.
There's a theological aspect on this, the now but not yet of the seasonal cycles. But I want to throw in a tramping metaphor as well, because I know you enjoy the outdoors and a good tramp. If you're heading towards the destination and you can see it on the horizon, you go, oh, yeah, that's not too far away. But then you get to a vantage point and you go, okay, actually, there's quite a lot of ridges between me and where I'm sleeping the night. And it is that sort of point where you suddenly realize that maybe you don't have the stamina you need for the distance you need to travel before you can take a solid break. But look, this isn't a pity party. You've got some practical tools on how we can respond to this in a healthy and positive way, right?
Yeah, and look, I could go into the head game. And often we, as Westerners, who have kind of been formed in a world that really prizes the line, I think, therefore I am. So we think we can think our way out of everything. There are some mental exercises you can do, but a lot of it is very physical. A lot of those things that I just mentioned are about light, they're about diet, and they're about movement. So it is a spiritual exercise to move. It is a spiritual exercise to get outside and to go for a walk in the world that God created, God designed us for. It is a spiritual exercise to think about the food that we're putting in our bodies. And there might be some supplements that you need. Supplementing with vitamin D, vitamin C, all those sort of things could be worth exploring. So going to your GP and doing a blood check to go, okay, is there anything I'm deficient in is really worthwhile. Thinking about the nature of our sleep and not staying up too late. I mean, it's all kind of really common sense stuff, but also having that understanding that the hut and that you're tramping to is just around the corner. The sun is coming. It is good. It is worth remembering that.
So in summary, put your phone down, go for a walk outside, maybe take an apple. Is that
yes?
3 steps that we could take to, particularly as we push through the Labour weekend slump, that can really make a positive difference. But I suppose the first thing is acknowledging that this is a thing, not beating up on ourselves or going, oh gosh, there must be something wrong with me, right?
Yeah, like almost every year we talk about the weather at springtime. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's so bad," and I find myself every single spring going, "The weather is volatile."
Yeah.
If you just remember every spring that the weather is volatile, none of this is an emergency.
Yeah.
Same with this. If you just remember that early spring every single year is when a lot of us are going to feel low, then when it happens, if you remember that we had this conversation,
Yeah.
you go, yeah, okay, maybe it's not that bad.
It's that thing. The fuel light has gone on. Maybe I need some fuel. Actually responding to the way in which we're feeling and say, what is my body trying to tell me? The body that God designed? What message is it about perhaps what I need to do next in order to get through this and on to the next thing, right?
Yeah, and understand you don't need to watch 1,000,001 YouTube videos, as I often fall into the trap of doing, about this next best thing that you could be doing. It's all fairly common. It's common sense. It's the stuff you mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. Put your phone down, go for a walk outside, maybe take an apple. Frank, really appreciate the work that you do in this space, and you're the person that people go to when they're not having such a good day, particularly in the media. Very much value the essential ministry that you have in this space and the wisdom that you bring to it. Thanks today for your thoughts and comments. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Andrew. It means a lot.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.